Hello and welcome, my friends. TGIF. Wow, what a different week. Mercury is gone direct. Well, depending on where you are, you would have felt the energies at different times. So Mercury went direct sometime yesterday-ish. And you should have started to really feel that shift yesterday. If you didn't, don't worry, it will come. The kind of global gunkiness, energy, life moving quickly, has kind of impacted some of that nice reprieve. I know that depending on your sensitivity will depend on how much you'll be able to feel of that, but know that it's there. Mercury, our communication system, is coming back online. Now, due to everything that's happening, you still may find that there are some slow progressing changes that happen over the weekend for Mercury to kind of clear itself out. Don't worry, it will happen. Okay, so today we're looking at the first full week of February 6th through the 12th. Now, from a standpoint, there's not a lot happening per se. We had the new moon last week. We have the full moon at the end of the month. Pisces comes in near the end of the month. This week, we had lots going on. Next week, we have a bit of a breather week. So for this week, what I've chosen, and for you guys who've been with me for a while, you'll know this pair. It comes up frequently because it's one of my favorite pairs. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot and Oracle combination. I really wish more cards would do this, whether it be tarot or oracle, have a matching suit. I love the energies and I love how they communicate with each other, really adding to it. So like always, there are links below to both these decks. I absolutely love the artist who does this deck. Her name is Elizabeth Alba. She's making a number of other decks. So yeah, she's just a fantastic, fantastic artist. All right, let's get into this week. Let's look at the week of February 6th through the 12th. What will that look like for my friends? Decks or oracle decks that you guys are excited about that are coming out? Like I said, I know that there's like an owl tarot that I'm quite intrigued about that's coming out hopefully in the next year or two. And I know that if you start to see like illustrators or creators start to post stuff on their social media, it can take some time. So I know that Elizabeth Alba, who draws this one, is doing an owl tarot, and I'm pretty excited about it. It looks pretty cool. Tears of joy and sadness. This week, it's about release and fueling you. There's, like I said, been a lot going on. This Mercury retrograde was harsh. Not to say that others aren't. That said, I know that I had a spike of clients who reached out to me in the last couple of weeks who really needed some added support and healing. This year, I know, is about that healing, that release. This week, I'm going to be embracing that. This past week on Tuesday, I released a healing for Mercury retrograde. I would really encourage, even over this weekend and into next week, that you embrace that healing to help release some of that gunkiness that may still be lingering. I know that a lot of people I've been texted a number of times and messaged a number of times today going, when is Mercury going direct? I thought it was direct. It is. We just need some time, and we need to be very intentional about clearing us and our space out. We need then to shift perspectives. releasing it, and then embracing some of that loving energy. We are in February and we're into Valentine's Day. And yes, I know it's a very commercial holiday, like all of them. However, we're intentionally focusing in on love, and we can use that energy. Just during the holiday times, I was telling you, look, there's holiday energy. Doesn't matter what holiday you celebrate over the December period. Even if you don't, you still have that ability to go, okay, it's there. We have choice. This week, we need to release and embrace some of that love. Does not matter if we are single or if we're with a partner or what our status is. It is there. Listening to wisdom. The more we release, the more we can fill it. Think of it as having a cup within you. Like any vessel, if it gets too gunky and sludgy, it can't hold much. We need to get down, get into that gunk sludginess, and release it. I know that sounds hard. It's not. So if you're new to my channel, I have a lot of tools here to support you. I have 3 meditative playlists. I have a mindfulness playlist. I have 3 healing playlists. These are all supports and tools for you to use. They're all guided, they're all supported, and most importantly, they're all free. There's no strings attached. So, like I said, that Mercury retrograde healing will help out a lot. Another thing that can help out is a meditation that I did with Archangel Metatron. It is a releasing meditation. That meditation will support you in releasing the gunkiness, filling you with energy that will bring you joy and happiness. Because in that meditation, I send you Reiki healing, and then we also have that beautiful, strong energy of Archangel Metatron filling you. Additionally, as we meditate, we're getting ourselves out of our way because we're not focusing in at the problems, the sludginess, the feelings, the. You're focusing in on that breath. You are opening yourself up to the wisdom. Why? You're not searching for it. It's like when you're trying to find something, the minute you stop looking for it, you turn around and same thing. We have that ability to slow down and open ourselves up to that information. Yes, please. Prosperity and abundance. I don't know about you. I live in Canada, so to sit in a garden with a glass of wine and a piece of cake, 2 big thumbs up. I don't see anything green when I go outside. It's kind of snowy and gunky because the snow is melting, and then you've got the grit that they put on the ground, and so it's all brown. Taking that time shifts your energy, and that abundance starts to roll in. Why? Because you're not focusing in on the problem. We like to do that. We'll have a problem, and all we can do is think about that problem. However, the minute we shift gears and intentionally draw our attention to something else, we start to have aha moments. I always tell my kids, if they're really struggling, why don't you go take a shower? That little break, getting out of the situation and then getting into something else. And when you're showering, I intentionally tell them, oh, I want to make sure that, you're cleaning this, you're doing this. And then they're focusing at the task that they're doing. Okay, I wash my hair. Mom said, if I don't wash my hair, I have to do it again. The aha comes in, and that shower, that water helps to release some of that burden, clear their mind, and calm them. Win-win. So perspective, intention, and energy are really going to be important this week. Let's get into this week. What can my friends expect from the beginning of the week? Now, in the beginning of the week, you guys are in for my third healing playlist. I have yet another healing endeavor, I guess, if you will. Endeavor, I guess. But I have healing with the angels. It's called angel energy. Another element to add in with that healing and that release. Tuesday, it will be uploaded onto my channel. You guys can embrace it. I loved it. Such fantastic energy. The Four of Wands. What a way to kick off the first full week in February. We have that celebration. Again, we're looking at that party, that cake, and that wine. Yes. Having that stability that we need. The more we're able to do now, the more we're really going to be able to embrace this. There's a reason I like to do my weekly readings on Friday. Many of us work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We'll have the weekend off. Or at least on the Saturday, Sunday, a lot of us are like, oh, I'll do it on that, right? So you have the ability to kind of get yourself shifted into gear and getting going on some of the stuff that you may want to do during the week. Again, we're also in Aquarius, so that scheduling in is going to be a really nice element to get more done. So you have some time to look at that releasing and that healing over the next couple of days, and then really embracing that stability that comes with it. Not to mention, like I've been saying, that Mercury retrograde clear will come forward as things start to shift and maneuver. And we have that ability to really help out with that shift by putting that intention and clearing stuff out. Working on self, working on space. I'm going to roll the fours. The Four of Pentacles. Not only will that party be going on, stability is very clear. That groundedness is very clear. We're going to feel more stable and more grounded at the beginning of the week, giving us a stronger ability to release stuff that has been sitting in that cup for some time, and encouraging and fulfilling us even more, embracing some pretty cool energies by embracing and taking first steps into some amazing opportunities. Because we do have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is that rite of passage. We're going to see that shift. New opportunities, new possibilities, new fun. We're going to see that stability and that growth in this weekend as we shift into this full first week of February. A lot of F's there. The Two of Cups. So this has a couple different meanings. One, as we're starting to shift our gears, we're going to feel more stable within ourselves. The energies within us, both the feminine and the masculine, will become balanced. Now, it does not matter what gender you identify with, we do have that yin yang within us. So we have that masculine and that feminine. We need that balance. For my friends who are in a relationship, you're going to see that kind of as the Mercury retrograde energy disperses and that the smoke kind of clears. You can start to really have some connection time. So that connection is going to be important for your relationship with you and your relationship with other people, whether it be romantic or not. Now, I should mention before we get going, we do have multiple fours here. In angel messages, when you have that multiple four, the angels are encouraging you to focus in on that structure and foundation. groundedness. The more grounded and stable we feel, the more we're going to be able to get done. We're going to see that stability come forward. All right. What in the middle of the week? What can my friends expect from the middle of the week? Love it. The King of Swords. As you can tell, I'm still having Mercury retrograde problems too. I have to clear out my camera. And yes, you can clear out your electronic equipment, but do be careful when you do it because you can blow them. But the focus does not want to work so well today. The King of Swords. That Vulcan energy, those ahas, that knowledge. This stability, this rite of passage, these opportunities, they're going to bring us more of that wisdom, more of that insight and aha that we're looking for. Some of it we're looking for very overtly. This is something that we've been wanting to learn. Back a couple weeks ago when I did the Aquarius the Aquarius reading, Aquarius encouraged you guys to tap into learning opportunities that would fuel you, that would fill you. Things that you had kind of put on the back burner, or is like, when I have time, I'm going to learn. Or to take back some learning. So pick things up that we had set down because life had gotten so busy. The middle of the week is a fantastic time to indulge our brain and allow it to grow. We need that physical, tangible book knowledge, whether it comes from a book, internet, podcast, what have you. Please also remember, anytime we're learning, to be critical learners, which means ask questions. Does this apply to me? Does it make sense? Does it flow with what I already know? If it doesn't, put an asterisk beside it so that you can come back to it. People download information at different times, and it may not apply to you, or it may not apply to you in the way it came in on. So I always encourage people to be open to the information, but also reflect on it. How does it impact you? And does it make sense? There are people that have downloaded information that I've come across. I was like, ooh, no, it's not that. And you kind of get a prickly feeling. Check into it. It may not apply to you in that way, or it may have changed. That was another thing. When I was learning Reiki, a lot of things had changed, and things continue to change. It's not so black and white. The Emperor, adding to our fours, so that foundation, it's going to flow throughout our week. That stability is going to be there. We're going to find stability in our knowledge. So the major arcana, the Emperor, the Magician, that's usually a common one, or the Fool, people know those ones. Those are bigger energies, bigger aspects. So we have this big aspect of stability, of the divine masculine. Well, his everyday persona, so seeing this card in everyday aspect, is the King of Swords. That knowledge, that routine, that stability. Reminding us that we need to put in some of that foundation, or some of that structure in our day so that we can get more done. Kind of put it as a to-do list. Because many of us like to get up, go to work, come home, go to bed, rinse and repeat. There's not a lot of variety there. So adding in added elements, now it does not need to be adding more burden, but shifting up what it is we do in our day and giving ourselves time for that fun, that creativity, and that knowledge, that pursuit of learning. Because we have a number of things here. One, I said, we want to release some of that gunkiness and fill it with that happiness and joy, which comes from the creativity and the knowledge. That knowledge is really, really important. These two elements bring in that abundance. Why? Because when we start to focus in on things that are life-giving, that bring us joy and happiness, we start to shift how we're feeling. The universe, the God, the goddess, God, the angels, the high vibrational beings want to support us, and they reward us with abundance and joy. So it's really a win-win thing. A little bit of work goes a long way. You start to get those gold stars from the universe, and those high vibrational beings start to really step in and help you out because we are open to their guidance. All right. Let's look at the end of the week. What can my friends expect from the end of the week? So on the end of the week, we are going to see, actually throughout the whole week, we're going to see that commercial push for Valentine's Day. So I don't do twin flame readings or soulmate readings because what I'm giving, the guidance and support I'm giving you here will amplify your energetical signature, that soul signature that your twin flame is looking for, that soulmates are attracted to. So in a way, all my readings connect into that because you're empowering you. Now, trick is, you probably have met your soulmates. You've probably met your twin flame. However, if you're not ready for that relationship, it's going to be a lot more work. You do the work now, giving them time to work on what they need to work on. You guys can come together at a better and more opportune time because your energies are going to be higher and you're going to be more welcoming to each other. Three of Pentacles. I love this card. I call it this Triforce Perfecta because you are working with you in yourself. You're working with the high vibrational support team and your physical support team. That cooperation and collaboration is going to be imperative. We were never meant to do this alone. Actually, we have contracted before we were incarnated with many people that we are physically with right now, our family, many of our close friends. We have contracted with our guardian angels. We've contracted with our guides. We've got a lot of support there. It's time that we start to use that tool more effectively. Using our words. Words are going to be more impactful right now because we have Mercury in the direct form. Or direct orbit, I guess. I love it. The Knight of Swords. Helping us take that knowledge, some of the stuff that we're learning throughout the week, and getting ourselves going. This knowledge will bring us, or the pursuit of knowledge will bring us to new people, new supports, new teachers. And yes, you should have more than one teacher in your life. I love this. The Page of Cups is probably one of my favorite cards. I'm sad that they don't have the fish in it. Usually the original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, she has this guy in this really kind of fun floral tunic. It's got lotus flowers on it, and he's got this really wild fishy hat. And he's holding this cup, and it's got a fish in it. He's like, it's so my fish. That flexibility and creativity. We are in the Aquarius energy, and Aquarius is not known for its flexibility. If you know an Aquarius, they're pretty regimented. Let's just put it that way. They are very stuck in their ways. We need that flexibility, that creativity, that playfulness, that fun. We're going to get too bogged down in what I like to call the Vulcan thinking. The King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Knight, which we have here, the Page, they're very Vulcan. That's illogical. So we need to add in that element of fun, creativity, and play so that it balances us things out. We don't want to topple this week, especially at the end of the week, because things are probably starting to go pretty good now. Mercury's in direct, we have a bit of a reprieve. People are getting excited about Valentine's Day. Now, I should also say that the Page is able to add in that flair of intuition. A lot of people get kind of anxious when I say using our intuitive energy. Because they're like, I'm not intuitive, I'm not empathic. You need to tell me what I need to do. Everybody is empathic. Everybody is intuitive. We just have differing levels and degrees of comfort with using it. My suggestion, especially at the end of the week, things have been, pretty busy. I want you to spend a little bit of time having some fun with creativity. Using that creative flair in whatever format it comes to you in. It's correct as long as you get to express you in a creative way. Express those feelings, those thoughts. When we're doing that, that's when those ahas come in. And we're not forcing it. We're not sitting trying to open up our third eye. Or I've had clients who are like, I sat and I waited and I got mad and nothing happened. Well, no, that's not going to work. However, when we get out of our way by having some fun, whether that be through the arts and crafts, technology, whatever, however it is that you like to express you in a meaningful way, that's going to help to open up that creative or that intuitive creativity that brings in those ahas. And finally, Strength. Another major arcana, the 8th card in the major arcana. And I like this card a lot more than the one that Pamela Coleman Smith drew. There's a lot of misconceptions because the maid is closing the jaws of the lion. The lion here, giving kisses. It really talks about that subserviency that the challenge or that big roar that you're dealing with in your life is going to give you. The more you're true to yourself, your abilities, and you're working with the universal energy. The one thing I'm sad about is that they're missing the infinity symbol. And usually this card has a double infinity symbol. The maiden usually has an infinity symbol above her head. And then there's a rose garland around her waist and around the lion's head. It's going to be in that hidden and lesser known infinity symbol, that infinite self that we haven't started to tap into. We've learned and experienced in many lifetimes, whether it be when we incarnated or we were supports as guides and what have you. We have a lot of very unique, very individual skills and talents. The more we tap into those, the more we empower those, the more we're going to get out of this lifetime. Those challenges don't seem so hard. So this week is a lot of trying to really just empower us and connect in with some of those aspects that over the holidays, over everything else, kind of got shuffled around. Even over the last couple of years, a lot of people put stuff on back burners. It's time to bring it forward. Now, challenges that we're going to see, of course, things that are going to happen, we're going to get quickly caught up in the party, the the fun, the play, and miss many of these opportunities because we're going to try and avoid. We don't want to avoid, we want to embrace. Another one is that we may not want to be around people. We may want to very much isolate ourselves and cocoon ourselves. Again, we have very different opposite ends. We kind of want to meet in the middle. Yes, we want to connect in and celebrate. At the same time, we don't want to knock ourselves off. We want that celebration, yet we want that stability, and we want that energy to be used for moving ourselves forward, not at the two poles. Additionally, many of us may struggle with our relationships or where we're at in a relationship. That's not what the beginning of the week wants us to be focused in on. We don't want to be hyper-focused in the fact that we're struggling with a relationship or we're struggling to find a relationship. We want to empower those relationships, whether it be romantic or not. And the most important relationship we should be focusing in on this week is the one we have with ourselves. Sounds hokey, I know. However, a little bit of love and nurturing towards self will go a long way this week. Like I said, those healings and those meditations are going to help. The middle of the week, really, really easy to get into that tyrant energy, whether it be tyrant energy from you or from others. So do be mindful of that. Be mindful that some of these energies are going to be pretty powerful, especially in the middle of the week. And you will find that some people have a power trip. Balancing it out. I would be mindful about calling people on stuff because there's still a lot of hurt and pain. That's where that flexibility and creativity is going to come in really, really important. Additionally, at the end of the week, we're going to feel kind of overwhelmed, disconnected, and we're going to want to go forward. We're not going to know how to go forward. So there's going to be some uncertainty. That's when we need to step into that creativity the most. This week offers us a lot. So let's get into any final insight, information, and support that we can offer my friends for the week of February 6th through the 12th. So as I'm shuffling here, they are telling me very clearly that during the middle to the end of the week, when things are starting to either you're struggling with people because they're on a power trip or you get on a power trip, you're struggling to figure out where you want to go, that's when we want to ground ourselves the most. We have a lot of fours here. We need to make sure we have that grounded, stable energy flowing throughout our week. Fire magic. And no, you do not have to be a witch or whatever. Fire magic, we're looking at that passion, that inner flame, not being able to make fire out of nothing or play with fire. Please don't play with fire. The fire we should be playing with is that inner fire. And I'm right now pushing on my solar plexus because that's where our inner fire is. Our solar plexus is really going to be important this week because it's going to give us that willpower and that drive. It's going to connect us into that fulfillment and what we're trying to embrace and achieve. So should we start to feel a little bit, uncertain or deflated, that's when I want you to be focusing in our solar plexus a little bit here. Easy and fun way to really ignite our solar plexus is by working with Archangel Uriel. Anytime I'm around him, my solar plexus just jumps into flame because he's the archangel that's supporting us in going from the darkness to the light. Water magic. From one extreme to the other, right? So the water magic, like I said at the very beginning, taking that shower will help to cleanse and clear us and empower us. Water is one element that is just such a life giver. So when we are feeling overwhelmed or we're feeling kind of heavy and gunky, putting some intention to our shower or our bath will help. So before you get in, just make it really clear. You can say in your head or out loud, I'm setting the intention that I want to clear myself, body, mind, and soul as I embrace this water. Can any and all high vibrational beings support me in doing so? In my intentions, you've been with me a while, you know I always end with that caveat because the high vibrational beings need your okay to help out. And then during your shower or your bath, just feel that heaviness, that gunkiness just be washed away. It makes you feel better, shakes the cobwebs out, and you're able to have that energy that you need. Gratitude and thanks. Don't forget to give yourself a little bit of a high five, a little bit of a love, a hug for all that you have achieved and done. Thanking all those who have been with you in the physical form or the spiritual form. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. Although, beginning of the week, we might be. Right? But just sending a quick thank you or I'm here for you. Because you have to remember, as much as we have a support team in this physical world, we're also part of someone else's support team. Sending that thank you, sending that little lifeline can go a long way in empowering those who are important to you and giving them that thanks that they very much deserve. Your week has many, many opportunities to start to shift things for you for the better. Now it's up to you to take this guidance and connect in with what really is meaningful for you. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you did like this video, like always, give it a thumbs up. It helps people find me on the sea of YouTube. And if you did like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. I have so much more coming forward. Like I said in my past videos, 2022 is all about that healing and that empowerment. So let's do that. I've been shifting things on my channel just to support you even more. And I'm going to continue doing that as the year rolls on. I have no idea what else is coming forward because it's kind of one of those things that they share that information with me and I roll with it. So the best way to stay up to date with the videos, so the healings, the guidance, the meditations, is to subscribe and hit that little red bell. I usually upload 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes more depending on what's happening. So you don't want to miss any of it. Again, I want to thank you for joining me today. And until tomorrow, my friends,